Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Dwivedi, and in this segment we bring to you objective questions on a daily basis to help you crack prelims. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Consider the following statements. The National Energy Conservation Day is an initiative of the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. India is a member nation of the International Energy Agency as well as the Mission Innovation. The Bureau of Energy Efficiency functions under the Ministry of Power, so we have to select the correct statement. If we talk about the first statement, this is incorrect. Why? Because the National Energy Conservation Day is the initiative of Bureau of Energy Efficiency. India is not a member nation of International Energy Agency. That is incorrect. Second also. So first and second are incorrect. But the third is correct, that the Bureau of Energy Efficiency functions under the Ministry of Power. So the correct answer should be option C, 3 only. The National Energy Conservation Day is organized on 14th December every year, and that is with the help of Bureau of Energy Efficiency. It has the name to showcase India's achievement in energy efficiency and conservation. The National Energy Conservation Awards are given on the occasion, and the Bureau of Energy Efficiency was set up as a statutory body in 2002 at the central level to facilitate the implementation of the EC Act. It functions under the Ministry of Power. The global efforts for energy conservation include International Energy Agency, the Paris Agreement, Sustainable Energy for All, and Mission Innovation. India is not a member country of IEA, but an association country. Moving on. India is one of the member countries of Mission Innovation. Consider the following statements. The Wholesale Price Index is published by the Office of Economic Advisor, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The base year for all India WPI is 2004 and 5. So we have to select the correct answer, correct statements. The first statement is correct. Second is incorrect because the base year is 2011 and 12. The correct answer is option A1 only. India's wholesale prices inflation peaked to a new high of 14.23% in November from 12.54% in October. This was led by a surge in primary food inflation that hit a 13-month high and a continued uptick in mineral fuel and power as well as oil and gas prices. Wholesale Price Index measures the changes in the prices of goods sold and traded in bulk by wholesale businesses to other businesses. It is published by the Office of Economic Advisor, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It is the most widely used inflation indicator in India. The major criticism for this index is that the general public does not buy products at wholesale price. The base year of all India WPI has been revised from 2004-5 to 11 and 12 in 2017. Moving on. The Blue Heart campaign often seen in the news is related to. It is related to Global Awareness Raising Initiative to fight human trafficking. Moving on. Recently, the Indian Leadership Forum Against Trafficking has written to the Ministry of Women and Child Development, identifying gaps in the trafficking in person, prevention, care and rehabilitation draft bill of 2021. It is expected to be tabled in the winter session of the Parliament. Blue Heart campaign is a global awareness raising initiative to fight human trafficking and its impact on the society. It seeks to encourage involvement from governments, civil society, the corporate sector and individuals alike to inspire action and help prevent this heinous crime. Moving on. With reference to the central universities in India, consider the following statements. According to the Central Universities Act of 2009, the President of India shall be the Chancellor of a central university. The President has the right to authorize inspection of academic and non-academic aspects of the university. We have to select the correct statement. First is incorrect because according to the Central Universities Act of 2009, the President of India shall be the visitor and not Chancellor of a central university. Second is correct. The correct answer is option B. Under the Central Universities Act, as discussed, another statute is the President shall be a visitor, not a Chancellor of a central university. The role of the President is limited to presiding over convocation. Chancellor in central universities are titular heads who are appointed by the President. Remember this, in his capacity as visitor. The Vice Chancellor too are appointed by the visitor from panels of names picked by certain selection committees formed by the Union government. The Central Universities Act of 2009 adds that the President as visitor shall have the right to authorize inspections of academic and non-academic aspects of the universities and also to institute inquiries. Moving on, consider the following statements. Konkani was added in the 8th schedule along with Manipuri and Nepali by the 71st Amendment Act of 1992. Bhagwan Mahavir Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Goa. Most of Goa's soil cover is made up of laterites. We have to select the correct answer from the given codes. All three statements are correct. The correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. A seminar was organized by Goa Naval Area at Rajhans Auditorium, Dabolim, recently to commemorate the Diamond Jubilee of Liberation of Goa. The day marks the occasion when the Indian Armed Forces freed Goa in 1961 from 450 years of Portuguese rule. The Goa Liberation Movement started off with small-scale revolts but reached its peak between 1940 to 1960. In 1961, after the failure of diplomatic efforts with the Portuguese, the Indian government launched Operation Vijay, remember this, and annexed Daman and Diu and Goa with the Indian mainland. Goa is located on the Goa is located on the southwestern coast of India within the region known as Konkan. The official language is Konkani, which is one of the 22 languages of the 8th schedule of the Constitution. It was added in the list along with Manipuri and Nepali by the 71st Amendment Act of 1992. Most of Goa's soil cover is made up of laterites. Wildlife Sanctuary and National Parks, Dr. Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary, Mahadev Wildlife Sanctuary, Netravali Wildlife Sanctuary, Kotigao Wildlife Sanctuary, Bhagwan Mahavir Sanctuary and Mohallam National Park. Following statements regarding the classical dances of India. Kathakali and Mohiniyattam of Kerala are included in the 8 classical dances of India. Kaladikodan Shaili is a major dance style of Mohiniyattam. Which of the above statement is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer to this question should be option A1 only. Second is incorrect because it should be a major dance style of Kathakali. Okay? So let's move to the explanation. As we see that there are 8 classical dances of India. Bharatnatyam from Tamil Nadu, Kathak from North India, Kathakali from Kerala, Mohiniyattam from Kerala, Kuchipudi and that is from Andhra Pradesh, Odishi from Odisha, Satriya from Assam and Manipuri from Manipur. So remember all these, okay? The Kaladikodan Shaili is one of among the 3 major styles of Kathakali. Remember, the other 2 are Vethatu and Kaplingadu. I'm really sorry to the South Indian viewers if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but I'm doing my best. Thank you so much. Moving on, the Kaladikodan style gives equal importance to the 3 aspects of Nritya. That is the dance movements in their basic form, Nritya, expression component, mudras or gestures, and Natya, the dramatic element of the dance, that is the imitation of characters. Consider the following statements with respect to the Election Commission. The Commission celebrated its Golden Jubilee in 2001. For the first time, 2 additional commissioners were appointed on 16th October 1989. The members of the Election Commission enjoy the same status and receive salaries and perks that are available to the judges of the High Court of India. Okay, so what do we have to do? We have to select the correct statement or statements. First is correct, okay, because remember that it was established in the year, tell me in the comment section, and that is why it celebrated its Golden Jubilee, right? For the first time, 2 additional commissioners were appointed on 16th October 1989. This is also correct. But third is not correct. Why? Because simply the members of the Election Commission, they enjoy the same status and receive salary and perks that are available to the Supreme Court judges and not High Court judges. Let's move on. So first and second are definitely correct. The correct answer is option A. Moving on. Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra accompanied by election commissioners and other senior officers of the Election Commission of India, will be on a 2-day visit to Punjab from today. The commission will take stock of the preparedness for the state assembly election due to be held early next year. It was established in accordance with the Constitution on 25th January 1950. The commission celebrated its golden jubilee in 2001. Originally, the commission had only a chief election commissioner. It currently consists of chief election commissioner and 2 election commissioners. For the first time, 2 additional commissioners were appointed on 16th October 1989, but they had a very short tenure till 1st January 1990. Moving on to the next statements. Now later, on 1st October 1993, 2 additional election commissioners were appointed. The concept of multi-member commission has been in operation since then, with decision-making power by the majority vote. The President appoints Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners. Moving on, they have tenure of 6 years or up to the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier, and they enjoy the same status and receive the salaries and perks that are available to the Supreme Court, judges of the Supreme Court of India. Remember, every detail that I have taken here is from the official website of Election Commission. Also, whenever you have any sort of confusion or you're not very sure about the facts that are presented, or you read in the newspaper also, trust me, sometimes big newspapers can also falter. I have personally experienced that. So please refer to the official website, no other website, when it comes to such bodies, okay? The Chief Election Commissioner can be removed from the office only through impeachment by the Parliament. Remember that as well. Moving on, consider the following statements with respect to India and Bangladesh. India and Bangladesh last year restored the railway link between Chilahati in India and Haldibarri in Bangladesh, okay? Second is Bangladesh is India's biggest trading partner in South Asia, and India is the second biggest trade partner in Bangladesh. So we have to select the correct answer. First is incorrect because Chilahati is in Bangladesh and Haldibarri is in India. So see, small details also might escape your mind. So remember, the second statement is correct. First is incorrect. The correct answer is B. President Ramnath Kovind embarked on a 3-day visit to Bangladesh this morning to attend the country's 50th Victory Day celebrations. President Kovind will be attending the event at the invitation of Bangladesh counterpart Muhammad Abdul Hamid. India-Bangladesh relation. Bangladesh is India's biggest trade partner in South Asia and India is the second biggest trade partner of Bangladesh. The exports of Bangladesh have tripled over the last decade to cross $1 billion in 2018-19. In the financial year 2019 and 20, India exported $8.2 billion worth and imports were $1.26 billion. Moving on. Both the governments are undertaking various measures to restore the pre-1965 rail links and other connectivity links that existed between India and Bangladesh, and the 2 prime ministers jointly inaugurated the newly restored railway link between Chilahati, that is in Bangladesh, and Haldibarri in India on 17 December 2020. India shares the trilateral working group on the joint use of Chabahar Port with the 2 countries of USA and Russia, Afghanistan and Kazakhstan, Iran and Afghanistan, Iran and Uzbekistan. The correct answer is option D, that is Iran and Uzbekistan. India, Iran and Uzbekistan have stressed on the important role played by the Chabahar Port. Now, Chabahar Port is in tatters for India right now because of the situation in Afghanistan. Now, remember that important role was played by Chabahar Port during the humanitarian crisis as well as in enhancing regional connectivity. The second trilateral working group meeting between the countries on the joint use of Chabahar Port were held virtually yesterday. During the meeting, India and Iran, Uzbekistan also took note of the increase in transit traffic between Central Asia and South Asia through the Shahid Behishti terminal at Chabahar Port. Remember, if it is asked where is Shahid Behishti terminal, that's in Chabahar Port in Iran, and discussed further development of the transportation corridor. Upon the invitation, remember, of the Iranian side, the Indian side agreed to send a high-level delegation at Chabahar next year. Consider the following statements with respect to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He began his public life as a municipal councillor in Ahmedabad. His role in Bardoli Satyagraha earned him the title of Sardar. We have to select the correct answer. Both are correct. Correct answer option C. December 15 marks the death anniversary of the great unifier of nation, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He began his public life as municipal councillor in Ahmedabad, went on to become the Home Minister and Deputy Prime Minister of India. He actively strengthened the freedom struggle by mobilizing people to fly the national flag at public places in 1922-23. The non-violent Bardoli Satyagraha turned out to be a matchless victory for peasants against the mighty British Empire. His role in it led women to bestow him with the title of Sardar. As chairman of the Advisory Committee on Fundamental Rights, Minorities and Tribal and Excluded Areas of the Constituent Assembly, he piloted important sections in the Constitution related to fundamental and minority rights. He even emphasized that rights and duties are two sides of the same coin. Moving on. Consider the following statements with respect to Narcotic Control Bureau. The national policy on narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances is based on Article 47 of the Indian Constitution. The NCB was constituted on the 17th of March 1986. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. The national policy on narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances is based on the directive principles contained in Article 47 of the Indian Constitution, directing the state to endeavor to bring about prohibition of the consumption except for medicinal purposes of intoxicating injurious to health. Now, can you tell me in the comments segment that this is a Gandhian or liberal phenomenon? You have to tell me in the comment segment. India is a signatory to the Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs of 1961 as amended by the 1972 Protocol, the Convention on Psychotropic and Substances, that is 1971, and United Nations Convention Against Illicit Traffic in Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances of 1988. The NDPSA of 1985, it came into effect from 14 November 1985. Okay, tell me in the comment segment, is there any amendment that has been done? If you know it, of course there has been, I am telling you, tell me in the comment segment about it. It made an express provision for constituting as central authority for the purpose of exercising the powers and functions of the central government under the Act. Moving on. In presence of this provision, the Government of India constituted the NCRB on 17th March 1986. Okay. Moving forward, let's look at the practice question. Which of the following wildlife sanctuaries is situated near the Hirakud Dam? Okay. So kindly comment about it in the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Till then, be very safe, be updated, and thank you so much for watching.